Hello PIM people and welcome. I'm Rasmus, and in this video I want to show you more advanced stuff about how to import information from an Excel file. So imagine you either had exported something from your system in an Excel file and have someone manipulating that data, you're getting it back and want to import it and update whatever you have in there. Or you're getting some raw Excel files from your producers, suppliers, whoever, with information on your product and you want to import it into your system. This is how to do it. There's a basic video about it, but I want to show some additional extra stuff in this advanced video. So we have to go through exporting because I need to export a file to manipulate. Again, there will be a basic export video and an advanced export video. Go and watch that if you're completely new to it. Other than that, I imagine you already know stuff that I'm going to go through about exporting now. So let's use our product we used earlier. This is the tiles we have here, which have a ton of variants underneath it. This one here. So the small trick I want to show you now is not necessarily something to do about import export, but it's just a nice little extra thing about attributes and how they're inherited across a product and a variant. So again, if you want to know about the basic stuff about creating product structures and attributes, go and watch these other videos. Other than that, I expect you know the basic stuff about it here. So if I go into this product here, I have the marketing tab with the short description. This short description is automatically connected to all variants, but I actually want it to be shown on the variants when I looked at them. So if I click this one, have the internal ID 520, use that one as a reference. I want it to be shown here so I actually can see it, and I also want to be able to change it. So by default, it inherits the values that is created on the product. But there might be certain cases where the marketing team want a different description just on this specific variant, and they can go and do that. I've done the same for the brand. We did that in one of the other videos, but I made it read-only so no one could change this on the variant level. We could just see what the value that is inherited from the product is. So now I wanted the short description to be able to be edited on the variant itself if needed. Okay, so we need to go to the product structure here. This is the non-food structure. As you can see here on the product model under marketing, on the description, there is this short description here. Now I'm going to the variant model. I don't necessarily have to have a tab called marketing. I can just go under basic information. This is where I want to show it. I want to add a attribute. That'll be the short description. I wanted to inherit it, but I don't want to make it read-only because then I'm capable of changing it on each individual variant. But of course, if you start changing it, then you break the inherited values from the product. So please be aware if you're breaking that chain. Submit that one, save that one, go back in here. Again, for reference, click that one. Okay, so now we are just seeing that that field here. Actually, I don't know if you saw that, otherwise you can go back in the video, but you saw that small yellow box showing up that some of the product is updated in the background. This is a nice little thing that Struct PIM have added to the system, because while I enabled this one, what actually happened in the real world was that Struct PIM was firing up a small background task, not a background task that you can see in the system. It will not be shown in the background task here, down here, but it will, down here, you're getting the point. But it will be something that internally is hosted in the Struct PIM system. But imagine I'm just enabling this inherited value and it's starting to make that reference and copying all the data, all that stuff. And you did that on a product structure where you have 1 million products. If I did that in the GUI and it was waiting for me before I could continue, I'll just sit there and waiting. So they're firing up a background task that is handling this in the background, and then you can get this small yellow box there saying that something is being updated in the background. This is a new thing they have added. So we just have a chance to see it here. So go back in the video if you want to see that one. Anyway, now the short description is here. And I can, yeah, let's not change it right now. Right now it's the one that is inherited, and you can do that. You can see that if you hover over the I here, and then the value is inherited from the product level. For demo purpose, let's just go into 521 here and add something. So we did that on 521, goes on down here. If I click that one now you'll see that I have changed into a orange icon. So that means that I have broken that chain of inherited information. It also says that here that inherited values is overwritten. And if this was a mistake, I can click this one and then it will inherit that value again, and then you have restored that chain. If you change something on the product level, that will be changed on all the variants now. Okay, just for demo purposes, go back to the product level here, marketing, add something here, save. As soon as I go into the variants, 520 here again, you'll see that is added here. And again, I want to clear up what I messed up here. So changing this one, save, and variants look like this. I think you're getting the point. Anyway, that was not about importing, but you'll see why I did this. So now I want to export. We'll just export one here, so we'll have one for reference. So let me export this line. I want to export the internal ID. I want to export the name, which is inherited from the product, so I actually can see what the name of the product is. I want to export the short description, the English version, and I want the desktop version. But the desktop, tablet, and mobile is the different viewports we have created here. This is about segmentation, which I also talked about in some of the other videos. So you will find an area called segmentation where you can create all of these. But what I'm capable of doing here is exporting that value that is inherited on the variant, but I can also export that value that is on the product itself. They are equal right now, but for good measure, I will just export both of them. So I have this as a reference. Okay, download that file. Just give me a second, I'll open it. Edit it, and here you are. Okay, so this text here right now is completely the same as this one. But let's say I want to change it just as we did in the GUI on this specific variant. I can just do like this, and then I can go to the import area. This is pretty much what we also did in the basic import video. Again, for good measure, I'll just do it again. Import this one. I want to select a generic Excel import, upload this file, tells it that in this file there are variants. I want to map it on the internal ID. I don't want to update the product name. I don't want to update the short description on the product itself from this one. I just want to update the short description on the variant. Again, remember that you can save and load these mappings if you have some complex mappings that you don't want to do over and over again. You can just save this one and then you can load it while you're doing similar imports in the future. Next, and then it will see there is only one record in here, which is also the one that is updated. Before it looked like this, the new values are like this. Okay, even though it looks stupid, let's commit that import. That's it. And then 520 is updated. So let's go and look at 520 here. Now it's updated with this value here. And as before, you can see this icon have changed. Okay, so let's say someone have actually filled this out on a variant level, or you have exported it somewhere else on the variant level, but you actually want these values to be represented on the product level. We did that in my previous company while we were creating all of the products from the beginning in the Struct PIM system. We exported all the information from an ERP system which didn't have a product variant structure, but we introduced a product variant structure in the Struct PIM environment. So what we wanted to do was that there were like variance information in the ERP system, but we want that information to be mapped on the product level. So what I'll show you now what we did to do that task, and it worked out perfectly. So do the import again. I'll go with the same file. And the extra thing you can do now is still some variance in that file you're importing. Internal ID is still the key you want to map to in this case. Don't want to update the product name. Don't want to change this one. But here I actually want to update this one, the short description. Oh, sorry. Here we are. The short description English. I don't want to update it on these, which are the top 3 here is from the variant itself, but I actually want to update this on the product level. So now it will find that variant where I match it right now, but it will go to the product and add this variant information into the product field, and then it will inherit it on all the others where I haven't broke the chain of inheritance in inheriting. Hope that makes sense when you see it. Looks like this before. It won't on the product level. Please be aware that this is where I'm updating right now, even though I match variants. Approve that one. Commit that import. Yeah. There we are. Let's go back to the system. Now you see the one again down here. Oh, sorry, this one, which I talked about earlier. So what I have done right now is I updated something on the product level, and the Struct PIM system is automatically trying to replicate this to all the products that have inherited this value. And it could be just 10 or it could be 1,000,000. So this is why it's a background task telling you that something is being updated in the background. It's long gone now because it was only on these few products. So if I go into a new product right now here, you can see, oh sorry, if I go into a new variance, you can see this is the new value, which is inherited from the product. So if I use the navigation bar down here, I can go back to the product itself, and then you will see that text have changed now. Even though I updated it, I did the mapping and everything on the variant level, but I asked it to update values on the product. This is a pretty nice and neat feature that I think will be useful if you're watching this video. So once again, a nice feature and a nice cool thing from the Struct PIM system. I hope you enjoyed it and find this information useful. If you have questions, of course, as always, reach out. If you think this video deserves it, throw a like or subscribe at it. I'll appreciate that. If not, no biggie at all. Reach out for a demo of the Struct PIM system. Me and the rest of the Struct PIM partners out there will love to do a demo of the system. Have a good one, and thank you for watching.